Hello, so you're welcome to my YouTube channel. So today in this video, I'm just going to show you how to get started with AWS EKS. AWS EKS is AWS Elastic Kubernetes Service, which is AWS managed service of EKS, of Kubernetes rather. So I'm just going to show you a few things, and we'll create basic Kubernetes services. So for this video, I'm using an EC2 server for my orchestration, and I'm doing this on I'm doing AWS Connect. So I'm not using my local machine as my server, but you could use your local machine. So you could do this on your MacBook, on your Windows system, and also they are just basic things that you must ensure that you have on your local machine or server, or if you are using online server like I am using. So the first thing is you must confirm that you have EKS CTL on it. So I'm going to check the version of EKS CTL that I have here. So you must ensure that you have this. If you don't have it, you have to install EKS CTL. The next thing we need is kubectl. So you must confirm that you actually have it on your machine. So if you don't, you should install this, because you're going to be using these two things. Other things you need if you're running your system on your local machine is you need to have AWS CLI, and you have to do AWS configure and all of that. So those ones are basic things which I believe you understand why you need them. So for this, I'm using an EC2 server for this work. So first thing is so the first thing we are going to do here is to create a cluster. So you are going to create a EKS cluster, and that is why we actually install this, because this is the command line we're going to be using. So I'm just going to drop the code and then do a few explanation on how the code works. So this is basically the code. So as you can see, so I'm saying EKS CTL create cluster. So it's going to create the cluster. The cluster name will be called demo cluster. Of course, it's doing that in US East 1, and this is the node group. You can see the Linux node. I'm using this is the EC2 I'm using, T2 medium. And what I'm doing here is that I want my node group to be 2, or minimum of 1 and maximum of 3. So the desired number of nodes I want is 2. So I'm just going to say click enter, and this will start. And mind you, this is going to take like 10 minutes. So you have to be patient after entering this code. It's going to take a long time. So I'm going to pause this video. Okay, so we're done with that. Everything has been created. And for you to confirm, okay, so let me explain a few things to you here. The code we ran actually was an EKS code, and in the process of doing this, a cloud formation was actually created. And I have to let you know this because let me show you the cloud formation on my AWS account. So it is the cloud formation that is going to create the node, and the node has to be on EC2 server. And I'm going to show you how that works out now, so that so you can see this was the cloud formation that got created in the process of that. So this cloud formation eventually created EC2 server, and it is that EC2 server that is acting as the server to host our node. And the reason I'm showing you this is because if you delete this EC2 server here, which I'm going to show you now, if you delete the EC2 server and think you have deleted it, no, you haven't deleted it, because it's going to actually spin up again the sorry, let's wait for it to show so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you see, okay, this is actually the EC2 server I'm using for whatever I'm doing here. So these two servers are the servers that are created as a result of our EKS cluster creation. So this server were actually created by the cloud formation. So what I'm trying to say is, if you terminate any of these two servers or the two servers, other ones will spin up as a result of the cloud formation. So if you think you forgot and you are trying to delete this server here, new ones will keep spinning up as long as that cloud formation is still alive. So I just want you to know that so you don't make that mistake. So let's get our nodes. I mean, let's run just basic AWS basic codes to see what we need. Okay, this is taking longer. Let me just reload the page. Okay, I've reloaded the page. So let me just clear the screen. So let's confirm that we have our node running. So kubectl get nodes. So we have our two nodes running as a result of the code we ran. So the next thing we want to do now is to create a pod. So I have the file here already. Let me show you. I created this file called hello-world.yaml. So it is, let me show you the content of the file. Let me just cut it so you can actually be the one. So you have to create this file in your directory, in your server directory. So we're going to apply the content of the file, but let me show you what the content of the file is. What did I spell? hello-world.yml. So this is what was there. Maybe I should show you in a better way. Let me just open the file directly. Okay, you can see. So I have the app version 1. So the kind of manifest we are trying to create is pod. So the name is hello world. You can see this is the label, this is the container, and you can see this is the image we are pulling. We're actually using Nginx latest version, and this is going to run on port 80. So I just want to show you this, that's all. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to apply this file, which is so if to make the content of this file be created, you can use kubectl apply, or you can use kubectl create. So I want to use apply. Then I'll say -f, which stands for file. So what is the file name? Hello world.yml. So it's going to create the content of the file. And what was in the content that we wanted to create? We wanted to create pod. So the pod has been created. So for us to be sure, just do kubectl get pod. So you can see your pod has been created already, and that is it. So the next thing I want to do here is to expose this pod on the service. So I'm going to expose it. So and this is the code I'm going to be using. So this code is, you can see kubectl expose the pod on load balancer, and this is the pod name we're using. So I just press enter, and then yes, the pod has been created. So I can just kubectl get sorry, the service has been created rather. So I can just do SVC. SVC is a short name for service. So you can see this is the service, hello world service. You can see this Kubernetes service is the one that was created as a result of creating our cluster. So this is not it. So this is the new service we just created. You can see, and this you can see 14 seconds ago. So this is just a basic thing you can do. So for instance, you might want to be sure of where your pod is actually running, so you can just use the wild command so that it can show you the exact IP address. So you can see my pod is running on this very node, and if I come here, you can see this node is 192.9.127. so which of this node is actually having that IP at the moment? Yeah, so it's not this. Okay, so it's actually one of, okay, so it's actually, you can see, so it's actually one of the nodes, one of the EC2s that's having this. So you can see the IP. So I think that's basically this is just a basic explanation about AWS EKS. There are many other things you can do. Like one of the things I want to also do now is what happens if we want to scale. For instance, you have let me get kubectl get nodes. You have two nodes here. So let's assume we want to scale down our nodes. Something is not correct. kubect, all right, sorry, kubectl get nodes. So we have two here. So if we want to scale down or scale up our node, so what do? You just need to put this code, which I'm going to show you right now. So I'm just going to copy the code and paste it. So with this code, so what this code is going to do is to actually reduce or increase the node. So I'm going to reduce the node to 1. So I want just one node rather. So it's going to scale down the number of nodes. And if you do kubectl get nodes again, you see that one of them has been disabled. It's okay. I think I was too fast. So let's wait. Okay, what happened? kubectl it's taking quite sometimes, but one of them you can see. So this one has been scheduled. It has been scheduled for disable. So it's going to disable it. So if I want to increase, what if I want to increase the nodes to? It's the same thing. So I could just put 3 here if I want to increase the node. But mind you, in our code, we say minimum of 1 and maximum of 3. So whatever you are trying to scale cannot go beyond that. If you're trying to do anything beyond that, then you have to go and do something about your cluster that will accommodate that. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So this is just basically. So another important part of this video, which I want you to take note of, is the fact that we have to clear everything. You need to clear everything because, for instance, we are running T3 medium. This is not free. If you leave your clusters to be running, just know that your billing is coming at the end of the month. So we have to clear it. So what I'm going to do is to first delete. I'm going to delete the infrastructures. I'm going to delete the pod, the service, and then I'm going to delete the cluster itself entirely. So to delete the pod, you just have to use kubectl delete pod. Then you put the pod name. So I'm going to do exactly that. So that is the pod. Let's see. So the pod has been deleted. So I'm going to do that for service 2. So kubectl delete. This time around I'm going to use the service is svc, not pod. So kubectl svc, you can, so this is the service name. So I'm going to do this, and it's going to delete the service too. So the service is being deleted. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to delete the cluster itself. So once you delete the cluster, everything, all the cloud formation, everything is going to be deleted straight away. And this is important. Once you do this, all your infrastructures will be deleted. So that's the next thing I'm doing. So you can see what I use here is EKS because it is EKS we actually use in creating the cluster. The moment you are using this code, you are talking directly to the AWS service, to your AWS console. So you have to use this because this is EKS actually. So once I do this, then the delete. So the whole cloud, so it will start deleting the EKS and all that. This might take a few time or so. So once you do this, you can be sure that you won't be charged extra for whatever you have done. So this is basically what it is, guys. So in my next video, I'm going to do more on Kubernetes services and EKS services and some other AWS container services, which I'm going to show you some hands-on practices on it. So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Watch out for my next video. Take care of yourself. Bye.